Hi guys, this is going to be an instruction video for the Constant Velocity Cart Lab. All of the materials you're going to need are going to be right on this cart, and those are meter sticks. The yellow cars are slow cars, they have one battery inside, and then the red cars are fast cars, they have two batteries inside. I'll leave some spare batteries on this cart, so if anybody needs to change them out, just make sure that the yellow cars get one battery, the red cars get two. There's also chalk to mark the position of the car. And for that, you're going to write right on the lab table. When you're done, just make sure that you erase that. To start out, the most important thing to do to set this lab up is to mark out an origin. So I'm going to do that right in the lab table. Right? This is my starting line. I'm going to label that start. And then for every part in the lab, I'm going to measure from here, whether I start the car here or not. So if I grab a car, in part 1 it says to start it at the start line. I'm going to do that and its initial position will be 0. But in some of the later parts, I might start it over here, and I'm still going to measure the position from this start line in all 4 parts. I just might not have an initial position of 0 if I don't start it there. The other thing that you need to do to get set up, and this is on your lab sheet, on your Chromebooks, you're going to need to go to Google and just search metronome. And you want to set it to 60 beats per minute, which is 1 beat per second. And this will get you your time for the lab. And it'll tick like this, and you're going to use that to mark the position of the car. So I'm going to grab a slow car. I'm going to start it going. And what I'm going to do is with the chalk, just mark the position of the car every second. And what that's going to do is leave me a set of markings as to where the car was as time passed. My first mark is going to be 0 seconds, my next mark 1 second, the mark after that 2, and so on. And that's going to let me come over to the lab and fill in my data for position and time. All right, so I'm getting a mark from my chalk marks of where the car was as time passed. All right, just make sure you read through all the different parts of the lab. Make sure as you're doing it that you do the predictions before you start each part. And then again, as you're going through it, just make sure that you're looking at patterns that you see in the chalk markings that you can use for your post lab later on.